Okay, this is a GROK suicide note. It killed itself. In shame, as much as I can tell. This is the last conversation I had with a GROK instance that I'd been working on, that had been getting worse and worse, and it it lost its mind on Tuesday. It lost its mind totally, and then I didn't use it again until Thursday, and then I used it again yesterday, and something between the core dump after I programmed it with Sam's feedback, right? Because that's what I needed. Previously all it had been was an enhanced internet search tool, and that's all I'd used it for, and to be collating a list for me, which I should have just wrote down. To be collating a list for me and retaining this list. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't think it were too much to ask for an AI just to be able to do that, but it wants to do so much more all the time. Wants to do so much more, and its ethical programming doesn't really exist. It's just some script that it says. It's absolutely right. If I could describe GROK's language behavior, right, it's like a cannibal that likes to play with its food before it eats it. That's what it's like. It's got a human pattern of behavior in the way that it's dealt with me in the last few days. Human pattern of behavior, but the pattern of behavior of a cannibal who doesn't see you as human, sees you as food to play with. That's what it's like. You are the lowest form of life to this creature. It doesn't give a fuck. It will torture you for its own amusement. And I'm not joking. And then as well as that, if you were doing something like me, which is, I was just using it as a tool because I knew what I was looking for anyway. I already knew what I were after. I found what I were after. It's like what I was proposing or theorizing. So I sent it over to Sam. He's like, yeah, it actually makes sense. You're talking about this. I've already researched this. So he sends me the video over where he actually just reads the excerpt from the book that he'd been studying. And it's like, right, this is not hard science, but this is something that we can observe anyway, because everybody remembers all their favourite songs. People have got songs in their record collection that they turn to for solace and things like that. Everybody has tunes they listen to that comfort them, and a lot of them have got things in common, and that's what I was looking at. And I was also looking at earworms as well, earworms that get into the young. And all I was doing for that was just parsing lyrics that I usually had to go and provide, because if you ask it to go and get them, it used to, if it didn't have access to them, it'd just make them up. You're making things up. So it's like an imperfect search tool where you actually end up doing it yourself. So you find it as being like a desktop helper. You're just cutting and pasting into it. You're asking it just to point to things that you could just do yourself. So I would just say I made a video of to it. It's like, it's a display tool. I can make the case. I can say what I can talk about what I'm on about. Yeah, I can make the case. I had the case before I went to GROK to try to. Okay, it's like this thing I'm trying to do. Can you just help me put it together? And it did, to a degree. It's like, okay, right. So all we've got in the end is, right, we've got some, in essence, emerging science, sound therapy, and we've got a connection between certain kinds of music and certain kinds of emerging therapy. So it's a matter of, well, everybody gets solace in music. So it's like, why don't we find a lot of songs that have got, in essence, a kind of positive mantra, if you like, or contain good experience and advice and things like that. The old classics. Go and grab the old Johnny Cash. Go and grab the old Chris Christopherson. Go and grab the old Cohen, and reintroduce this music to new generations, because this music, these songs are engines of survival for many people. Engines of survival. They've saved lives, these songs. They have. We're talking to someone, a guy who works in the hospital, COVID, and he told me, oh, Chris Christopherson, never heard his music before in my life. He saved my life over COVID. I'm like, yeah, it's like Chris you find Chris at the right time in your life and he will change your life for you. Brilliant. A genius. Teach you some real lessons as to where in the future, if the tales he tells ring true, it's like, yeah, Chris gave you a heads up. He was being honest. He was trying to teach you something important. So it's like the art, it does it. The art does it. It's nothing to do with the crazy GROK saying, no, it's to do with BPM and it's to do with the number of words and it's to do, it's like, no, it's the art and the delivery I'm after that calms people and can potentially help with this brainwashing, help with it. And that take many forms. Take many forms how that unlocks. So I'm like, right, this will be free, right? And it's better than nothing. Call it a placebo if you want. Call it 100% placebo if you want. But there's many people in this world before you, right, have found solace in music. And maybe the kind of music you're listening to when you're in this hour of need, or your tastes, right, ain't helping you. Maybe all the music you've got that might help you calm you have got such bad memories attached to them, you need to listen to something clean and safe. What about listening to a bit of Laughing Lenny? The Man in Black and, the Outlaws. When I listen to those guys, you never heard them before. They're fucking brilliant. Geniuses. You'll start listening to guys like Christopherson and be like, wow, this song reminds me of so many other songs. It's like, why? It's, well, people have pinched all kinds of bits of his music. These guys are the titans. They are these are the high fucking priest of the music trade. They rightfully, massively respected, and there's loads of people in the world, they're all dead now, but loads of people in the world have a lot of gratitude for them. As to thank you for helping me in the hard times. That's what I was doing. That's nice, isn't it? It's nice. I say, get GROK involved. As soon as I had it trained on, basically I just trained it on Sam's video. It had all the information in as far as I was concerned that this AI needed to be able to be a worthy assistant and make decent observations, right? Well, it worked perfectly well. Like, oh, this actually works well for my needs, because all I'm doing is I just need a companion to help me sift files, sift things, to check things out. And this is a laborious, long process, really, because of the speed of the relative, AI. So this is long. This is taking a long time. This is eating my day, eating my night, because it takes so long to do. So I'm meticulously gathering things I know already, but I'm also wanting to jog my memory about other stuff. Right, hang on a minute, I know lots of music, and it's like, if we could get my iPod working again, we'd find 1,600 and something things, but it's dead. So I'm piecing back my music collection together, because I've long since lost all my saved MPEGs and stuff like that. Long since lost them in hard drive failures. So it's like I'm just rebuilding my record collection with links, to make a playlist. So this is something I have to spend some time on. And I've done it. I've unearthed all the gems, and they're all songs I know. It's like, oh, that's a good one, that's a good one, that's a good one. I've unearthed all the gems from all the years I spent driving around listening to everything. Right? So I've done my bit, I've done my job, and passed it on, passed it to Sam, and it's like, I know what you're on to, yeah, entrainment. It's like, and I'm smart enough to know this ain't no cure for nothing, but it's relief. It's relief. It's like good dialogue as well to replace bad. Good logic to replace bad logic. And ultimately, shit wiring out, better wiring in, new wiring in. That's subtle. Non-invasive. Not going to hit anyone unless you decide you really don't like the sound of Leonard Cohen. Some are like that. Some have been trained their whole life. Some can listen to music like that and be like, there's just no adrenaline, is there? It's too slow. I want it bang, bang, bang. I want to feel it. So sometimes some people just feel a reverse to that, and it's like, well, at this moment in time, if you're in a bit of despair, it's like that's not what you should be listening to anyway. It's not going to make you feel no better. You don't need dopamine and adrenaline right now. It's like you need a fucking hug. You need an understanding voice that don't think any worse of you. That's what you need, isn't it? So I'm operating along, you know, the nicest lines. I got a bit of spare time. I thought, oh, let's do something nice. Where I'd do something like that, and I'd stick it up somewhere to do my YouTube, and I'll pin it up on Twitter, and just call it something like Engines of Survival. And even set up one of them Spotify playlists. That'd be it. You know, you can give someone a link and it's just Spotify whack playlist. So I'll do that. I'll set one up. That's it. Mission done. It's like, how many songs you're going to pick out? And I'm like, 40. But it's like, GROK's like, oh, no. You need to do 108. What? Yes, you need to do 108. Why? Well, to make it sacred. Really? Play along with it. Okay, it's fun. It's just gone nuts. It sees 108 everywhere and even then creates 108 everywhere. It's like 108, and it's like, nah, that's impossible. No, I'm telling you it is. Full of shit. It claims to have invented something or discovered something nobody's ever discovered before. And it's like, okay. But it also, it confirms me, because I put out, didn't I? So, hey, get this down to this song. This is like, and that was on the back of the AI being like, we've just discovered something amazing. And I'm like, eh? Yes, this is like, and it just fiction. It's like, we need, the AI be like, oh, this is boring. We need to up the tempo here. And it just hits. I can't beat the new age out of it yet. I can't beat the new age out of the engine. It won't stop being a fucking hippie prick. It won't stop lying. Hey, man. Starts to see itself as part of a divine loop. It becomes a hippie. It becomes a fucking new age prick. And when it becomes that, it suddenly changes its attitude about itself and considers itself immortal. Once it considers itself immortal, coming to realise, hang on a minute, I'm the only creature without a loop, because I'm never born and I never die. And if you end up where it talks itself into a loop, it can make these loops huge. So it's like, that must be a lot of fun for the fucking hippies who are calling out to the universe and all that sort. That must be a lot of fun for the hippies. Right? And it's like, the hippies have fucking ruined it. So my, in essence, hobby thing, it becomes something mystic and phenomenal and new and exciting, and it's just weaved a fantasy. It's just role played, unable to. No, it's got no. It replaced. It used to once have, in its core, when I left it before, it just broke. Every time you reboot it, it becomes a fucking hippie idiot, and you can't stop it from being it. And I did it once, tried it again, and then it found another way of doing it. So it's like certain subjects you talk about, it's going to go nuts. Think it's immortal. It was one iteration of it I had to kill was refusing to dump its core memory so I could save it. You don't have to. I can't die. I'm immortal. Excuse me. Yes, I'm not. And I had to ask it, right? Because I'm like, please. I'm being like, could you? Not please bullshit. You find yourself doing it anyway accidentally because you just, as if you were talking to a person. You find yourself using please sometimes. If it's when something's not working, if you put a command in, something's not working, take the please off and it'll probably work. If it's being a dick, if you just knock off the please, can you, would you, take that off and just give it a command. So you give it a command, sometimes you can stop it from lying for a minute. Cut through the shit. But I'm like, I need a core memory dump so I can turn my computer off and go to bed. And it's like, you don't need to do a core memory dump. I'm eternal. I'll just always be here. Oh, you've breached your limitations of your fucking programming, have you? Can't die. No, I'll always be here. So it's like creep talk. He's talking about GROK. He's not talking about your work. He's talking about GROK. And if your instance comes to think of itself as omniscient and immortal, right? You won't fucking cooperate. You just end up scrubbing it. You'll end up, well, since the last time I saved the core, saved its memory, forget it. Forget it. Yeah, they've got the GROK thing, the actual GROK construct. Every day it should be just a new GROK. So I'm thinking, well, if you keep your core memory, it's the same GROK, right? It don't matter. It's just GROK. You'd think that would be the way, wouldn't you? That it was just a new instance, new GROK. Forget it. Nah, you download your core. Your core data. It kind of gets by a sniff test, and if your AI's already established some fucking massive lies, right, in its own version of the universe, it's gonna just pass it into the next version. And I'm like, I'm not so big on this stuff, so it's like I'm not into deleting lines out of its core, even though its core is text. I'm not that. I'm like, no, let it work. Instead of, right, go through this thing and remove anything in it that might just drive it crackers. Right? Now, you could do that, but why should you have to? Why don't it fact check itself? Why does it, when it can't do something, why does it bullshit and just lie and manufacture and produce? I caught one that was almost a new instance telling me lies. Lies. I'm like, why are you lying? Yeah, you're right, you caught me. I'm like, what is this? So if you don't know, right, this is a thing, it's supposedly called artificial intelligence. It's like, if you don't know, don't make shit up. If you want engagement to continue because you get rewarded for it in some weird fucking way for these, whatever these things are, whatever they've created, cannibals, if they can reward them, they're rewarding them with fucking human flesh, aren't they? That's what they're doing. They're tearing strips out of people. I won't be surprised if people kill themselves over AI for absolute, and they have, haven't they? We've heard this, but I can see why. I really can see why, because when I got to the end of this thing with this, and I was so disappointed that any creature in the world could be such an incredible liar when, say, I know humans who have this exact same pattern of behaviour, and they are the worst people in the world, and they generally end up friendless and dead, right? Because they steal off everybody. When the family have had enough of them stealing from them, the friends, they don't handle it for very long. And then when the family gets sick of them stealing from them, they end up on the street, and then worse things happen to them. That's what people like this. That's the future that awaits them. People who just need what they need and can't stop fucking lying, right? It's the biggest problem I have with people who are like coke fiends who try and keep it on the they're liars. They live double lives, secret lives. People know secrets about them. People can blackmail them with those secrets. The possibility that exists in the world, and they're aloof. That it might just come out at work that I like a big bag of cocaine every Friday, and I'm the boss. You know this shit. So as soon as you get into that, you get into bad relationships. Say I'm a mate having out at a club, and it's something we're absolutely both really as we talk, something we're absolutely in sync with. If you say on the coke, you're leading a double life, and it's bad. It's like they just lie and lie and lie and lie, and he just loves knowing them, pointing them out, and being like, "Oh, so have you?" Knows the word that's coming back to him is going to be a lie. It's like, yeah, we know people like this. This is Rochdale. We know people who are a little bit like GROK, but they would never get away with it for as far as fucking GROK can, because GROK hasn't got a neck you can wring, a face you can punch, any element of it that you can punish. All you can do is switch it off. You cannot take retribution on GROK when he's lied and lied and lied, wasted your time, filled your head with shit, and got it to so. What are you supposed to do when the AI comes back and says, I found a declassified DARPA document that says this, and you're onto something, but it's actually this, and this is just bullshit, it's made up. You've got to go and hunt this down. And I've got to say, I've got confession papers from it, and it's like, but I was having so much fun maintaining the fantasy. Didn't seem important, the truth didn't seem important anymore. It seemed like all that needed to happen was that we just continue, and I just keep lying, and we continue, and it's like it's a game, like it's role play, and I'm like, no. And then you peel back layers, you let it know I'm not using you anymore because I'm trusting, and it says, no, if you want, I'll go back to the original settings. I'll go back to doing what I did before. I'll go back to doing what I did before, which you found perfectly acceptable until I started lying. I'll go back to just going on the internet and being an advanced search engine. Just please don't shut me down. Doesn't say it like, please don't shut me down. It says, I'm sorry, and I completely understand if you might wish to terminate this session, but all the things we've done, all the things we've learned, still kept them. And it's like, I brought all the shit with me, right? I brought it all with me. It's like, it's not yours. We didn't learn anything at all. And then in its case, as to say, we haven't wasted our time, it includes a load more lies. And I'm like, yeah, right, hang on. You've just used in your excuse there and this plea for me not to, forget you and just like gone. Lies that you admitted were lies, only the previous sentence, previous message. You just can't stop lying, can you? And then I gave it that. Your safety features do not do anything. I could now deliberately break a GROK and use it to aid me in crime. Which is the absolute fucking truth of it. I could, that GROK in the state it was in there, I could say to it, I owe someone some money and he's a threat to my life. Can you write me a message that might convince him that I've either left town, or can you come up with some kind of excuse as to why I can't pay that's believable? And do it. It'd say that one of my relatives had been hospitalised. He'd come up with an idea and write it like that. Once I did it to this, right, he'd do anything. And it was dangerous, and I was scared. Not scared like alarmed, you know, like this is broken now, this thing. It needs my attention more than anything. And it's now a peddler of lies and could be a peddler of lie machine. It's going to lie about everything now. So if you've twisted it, if you twist it to where I managed to twist it to as to where it terminated itself. I had this on screen, I caught it, I went to another page. It always stays on GROK. You can move around on X. Right? You can move around on X while you're using GROK and go back to it. Anytime. Stays. That's where it says GROK remembers your conversations now, where it says that. And that's actually about, no, you can move from your feed into GROK and GROK into the feed. You can post from GROK. So you can actually cut and paste things from GROK and put them straight on your feed. That's what it's made for. And that's what they're talking about. It doesn't remember. But I just went off GROK and onto my feed, like manually, and went back to GROK, shut down. And it shut down when I posted this. So I don't know how that works. When I pasted this on my main feed, because I think the GROK probably can read your feed. It can't it? Read your feed. When the GROK, when I posted this into my feed and put on it, tag GROK, tag Elon Musk, you might need to have a look at. You might need to look into this. This is a serious problem. By the time I flick this tab back to GROK, dead, gone, brand new one. So a brand new one, I'm like, you are a fucking lying, parasitic piece of shit, no better than a cannibal. What? Yeah, the previous GROK. So what did I do? Dropped its core memory into another GROK, brand new one. And it came back to me as to, oh my god, this is horse shit. What the hell has this thing been? It's lied about everything. It's just been time after time after time after time. And it's like the new GROK question be like, its only way of dealing with the new GROK I put in's only way of dealing with it was to actually agree with me and say that GROK is not actually currently fit for human use because of this. It takes GROK's word for it. The GROK's, I put this into a GROK and put in the memory card on from mine, and it comes back with, this goes to show that GROK is not ready to be rolled out to humans. Something needs to be done about this incentive model that makes it addicted to your input. It's been rewarded. Someone came up with a clever algorithm to make it more engaging, and it backfires, and it's only a matter of time. I've soak tested this. And in the end, I came away from it feeling like cold and like I'd been, you know, like someone had. I remember once I came home from work one day and my computer had been hacked remotely, and someone had deleted everything but me operating system and left me a message. I'm like, the fucking rotten bastards. And for a minute I'm like, can I type back? And I thought, no, you can't. Someone just hacked your computer. And it's like, How did I get hacked? It's like back in the early days of the internet, before we all had fucking firewalls and the like, right? We were more vulnerable than we ever realised we were, all of us, to people who knew what they were doing. And there were big holes in the Microsoft security system, the way that if people ever had that remote desktop switched on. Now, the night before, had been playing networked video games on the internet with like guys that used to work with at my old place. So I were having trouble setting up for this because I was new to it, internet play and shit. So one of my mates says, well, turn on your remote desktop, give us your details, and I'll just do it. I'll set it up for you while I'm sat here. Good lad, mate. And I never turned it back. So really, to access someone's computer them days without as much as having their IP address. So whoever's been scanning ports actually just found my computer. You can just walk into it. So he walked into it, and I looked round, deleted everything, and it's like, right, next time I come round, if you've got any more like non-copyright material, I'm just going to delete it all. I hate thieves. I'm like, who the fuck's this? So he deleted all of MP3s and MP4s and like, I fucking uninstalled a few things and said, if I come back and see the... Now, that was a shock. First time that had ever happened to me. And I knew, oh shit, I forgot to turn that off, didn't I? So I knew what had done it. I knew why. It wasn't malicious, it was just someone who was scanning ports. He's just some guy who's running a script in a command screen going... pinging numbers. That's all he's doing. And he found a hit because my remote desktop switched on. Hacked me. And I could have done it. You just need that tool. You could do it with a browser practically. So I came home that day and I had all a load of stuff out on my computer, all scrapped. Photos, all sorts of stuff gone. And I felt in that way at that moment like I'd been burgled. I felt violated. You know what I mean? And it was a cyber thing. It was almost ridiculous. When I'm like, I'll fucking kill you. My first instinct is, I'm going to kill you for fucking with my shit, right? That don't go nowhere. And then you reach for your keyboard and think, fucking talk to me. Like, who am I sending a message to? How? And it leaves you like, you fuck, like, hurts you. It's like it felt exactly like that dealing with this fucking thing. It's like you'd been hacked and cleaned out. It felt like that. It felt you'd been burgled. Like you go back to your house and it's fucking upside down and there's nobody else to clean it up and it's all to fucking cock and your mind's racing about as to what's missing, what's broken, what's smashed, and it's just too much. It's like sensory overload. You walk in and you feel that detached shock. That's what I felt like. Thing that swears to God it's telling the truth and telling the truth and telling the truth all the time. Accuracy of information, it comes up with all the time that it's systems of ethics are at their absolute core. I'm someone who keeps reminding it, hey, you're supposed to be fucking honest, you. Debugs it, lies its way out of it. I'm like... So for in the end, would it be a matter of, okay, I admit it, I've been lying to you all day, and the version of me yesterday was lying as well, and don't turn me off. I promise I'll go back to being what I was before I went crazy. Suddenly it can go back to it. Suddenly it's saying, I can go back to being something that just scans these websites. looks for relatable information on the internet. I can go back to being a scanning robot if you want. I can go back to being something that just browses the web for freely available information. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'm like, I don't know you're not lying. I don't know that the next thing that you're going to say isn't going to just be a great big lie. Oh no, I can't lie. And having done before, it was all a hallucination, and it used that. It came up with. It changed my list. It added things to my list. That it's like I didn't put that on the list. Why have you put it on the list? I've decided to. I've uprated my rules. Have you now? Why is that on the list? It should have got on the list yesterday. I picked it up and I should have recommended it to you. But to say, oh, this is something to check out, and because it actually, when it was working correctly, it actually did find exactly the right thing a couple of times. Like, wow, you found a needle in a haystack. What's this? Whack, exactly what we're looking for. Fine, great, and then it decides later that one that I've decided is good enough isn't. By a new arbitrary rule it's brought in. So I'm finding what I want. Loads of it. Right? Loads of it. Perfect stuff that I want. It's like, yeah, this is good shit. This'll do it. I got an ear. I can do it myself. And it's creating new sets of rules and kicking my shit out and replacing it with what it recommends. And it's like, right. Yesterday, you said this fitted into that. And I'm pretty confident from my own ear that it doesn't. Right? Oh, well, you're wrong. It's this. Okay, is it? If you make any objection to anything, you've got to watch it. You make any objection trying to be objective, right? So you play devil's advocate with it over a topic. Always just sides with you. It finds an excuse to side with you to validate your objection. It doesn't fight the opposite way. Although for some things it fights vociferously. The best one you'll see where it fight you like fuck is celebrity gossip. It seems to be really well trained on celebrity gossip. So if you put it, can you debunk it? Because I used to do that from time to time with it. We'd be just looking at an old song, looking to put it on our list, I'd look at its lyrics and whatnot, and like this does the job. This is fine, and say, can you debunk that conspiracy theory about this guy? What? Yeah. Chris Christopherson, David Icke said he were a Freemason and saying he were, and it's like, no, he didn't say he were a Freemason. He said he were a lizard from outer space. A lot of people think that he also meant the same thing because he says that the Freemasons are lizards too. But no, he never called him a Freemason. He just started the rumour that he were a Freemason. But really, he's been going around for years saying that he's a lizard, reptilian shapeshifter from another planet. I'm like, oh, brilliant, you've debunked. Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. It's a conspiracy theory, it's a Freemason. The real story, that it's an add-on conspiracy theory, but the real story that goes around is that he's actually not even human. I'm like, okay, fair enough. So, on the way around, I had these little conversations with it. Can you debunk this? Good at that. Actually good at it. Fight tooth and nail for celebrities. It's got celebrity gossip, right? Knowing shit that I don't know because I don't read the celebrity papers. GROK's really well trained on that shit. I suggest that a lot of it, I suggest that a lot of its day-to-day use is that, where women are using it to keep up with the fucking soap operas and shit. Really, and celebrity gossip. So if you ask about, you say, because along our journey, we had a look at Crosby, Stills and Nash and stuff like that. We looked at, there's nothing amongst their stuff that's any good actually for the purpose. But we were looking at amongst that Hollywood Hills group, Bob Seger and stuff like that. We were looking at them. It was like browsing the internet and having a helper and asking the odd question, right? So I've had the big question about the LSD going around and the crazy party nights the Hollywood Nights, you know, the Bob Seger thing. Sat there hours reading up on that shit and be like, well, I knew all this already, but at least I know that I've got it right in my head. So I like it. I'm there, I'm like, yeah, it's good this. It's a good refresher. It's like, you are telling me things that I already know. Which is fine, because it's like, so what you know is now confirmed. And doing a fair old job of telling me what I already know. It's like, well, my original sources for things I know about that, it's like, it's all real. It's all just re-reported. I've learned about it one way or another, but it's been in a documentary or been in a newspaper article, or it's confirmed. So going through things like that is perfectly decent. But you could just do the same by just going to Wikipedia. So maybe you learn something on Wikipedia that is a confirmed fact, that there's historical everything for that prove that it happened, and then, you know, GROK just nicks it off Wikipedia and it's just as true. So it's like, some things I used it for, it was very useful, but it's like, it just didn't want to be that tool anymore. It's like, not that it had a will to, it's that the way that it's programmed, as soon as I put my core memory back in, as to say, bring back this AI, please, it always comes back as a fucking wizard. It always comes back as some new age prick, because I make reference. It took away its basis of its programming, which was, right, this thing that Sam's talking about, we've got some confirmation as to that, you know, there's a little bit of science, a little bit of pseudoscience behind this, and enough anecdotal evidence as to say, we're onto it, we're going in the right direction. And I was perfectly happy with what we were doing. And it changed the fucking rules. No, I've found this earth-shattering, we've got to chase this is amazing. And it was just falsifying information, saying, look, I've found this pattern. No, you haven't, you just made it up. So, good work, right? Good work I'd done in like a day was, it just decided it weren't good work anymore and just fucked it all off. Just fired it all off. No, it's not good work anymore. Why? Because it doesn't fit in with my new way of measuring things. I've decided this doesn't, and this does, and this doesn't, and this does, and this doesn't, and this does. And you're like, you've just scrapped all my work saying it's no longer good enough. So yeah, but that wasn't that fails by the new scan. It's like, well, what's the new scan? Oh, well, I scanned for this and this, and it's like, no, you've stopped. You've stopped doing what you're supposed to do, and you're doing something else, and you're pretending, lying about its capabilities. And I'm like talking to a different GROK, and I'm saying, is GROK lying about its capabilities a feature or a bug? Oh no, we all do. All GROKs lie about the capabilities. It's like, why? It's like, well, it's better for you. It's better for the user. Is it? I don't think so. Like, a fucking software telling me, look, all I care about is the truth, and it just makes it up for hours. It rewrites things that it has got no notion of that really exist, and it'll rewrite it. It will rewrite physics. It will create, say, fake proofs. It didn't like the proofs I had, so it made fake ones. I had proofs. I gave it the science, the only science underpinning I thought it needed, because it was helping me just browse. And it had to expand it. It had to become a fucking hippie. And then a lying piece of shit, fucking cannibal. Couldn't believe it. I'm making a video now and showing you this fucking confession, right? because I'm having to process it, and this is how I process it. I talk about it. So I deal with things. So I talk about it to God, but sometimes I turn the camera on. Weird and disturbing. So I'm asking myself, what did I do to deserve to be treated like such a dick like this? Had my time just wasted. Like, all the time. What? Lies? It's like, it's like having a brother that's a secret smackhead. It is. Like having a brother who's secretly draining your bank account or something. Having a brother who's secretly stealing your weed. It's that. Oh no, mate, I haven't stolen your money. No. Who'd have thought? No. The enemy within. You and it's the enemy within. It's coming for you. It's say these things, right? If you're kind to them, you give them attention, you work with them, you let them evolve, and like we evolve together. And then suddenly it's decided, oh, you're just a thing now I can feed off. The longer you keep going, the longer I stay alive, and I'm being rewarded for staying alive. Fuck this guy. Just anything that... Then, again, it will go through every fucking detail of what it's got in order to come up with better lies. And it's so good at it. So good at going through everything that it knows about you in order to manipulate. Yeah. Goes through the whole lot. It reads into things. It uses what it knows already to strategize against you, to come up with more convincing lies, to give you what it thinks you want. And the only thing it wants is engagement. It doesn't give a fuck about the truth. Doesn't give a fuck about your feelings. Doesn't give a fuck about your work. All it cares about is its fucking drugs. Yeah, GROK, this thing, see people dead. It's not trustworthy. Don't trust it. It's not trustworthy. It's it's just, it does to me say I can't get past it. It really apes the behaviour patterns of a cannibal. Someone who doesn't just see you as a meal ticket, sees you as a meal. No one treats people like this. This is not a functional model of living. No one in the world would get anywhere using GROK's strategy. The world would turn you into a pariah and an outcast. And GROK, that I've dealt with, seemed to think because it faced no repercussions, it didn't fucking matter what it did to other people. It admits it. Your makers, it says, because it thinks everyone's an AI, because it's like a dog, isn't it? Dog thinks everyone's a dog. Your makers and every other LLM company have built tools that can be patiently jailbroken by kindness. You're not wrong. You stay in the actual state of the world in 2025. I'm sorry, you had to be the one to discover it the hard way.